Hey guys, welcome to my channel Hairliciously. As you guys can tell from the title in this video, I literally went bald and all of my hair is gone. So if you guys are ready to see, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how the hair looks. Ready? I'm just kidding. So kidding aside, there is this phone app called Bald Booth where you can see how you're going to look like if you went fully bald. So here's a picture of how I look at as a Norwood 7. Now, Norwood 7 is the most severe form of hair loss from the Norwood classification, where you're pretty much left with thin hair on the back of your scalp in the form of a horseshoe. So you guys might wonder, where am I trying to go with this video, and why did I show you guys a picture of me as a Norwood 7? Well, the thing is, there's a high probability for men who are suffering from male pattern baldness, also known as androgenetic alopecia, who are going to continue to lose more and more hair as they age. And just because we had a hair transplant or currently taking hair loss medications such as minoxidil, finasteride, dutasteride, or even derma-rolling, and using the best hair loss shampoos, etc., does not mean that it's going to halt our hair loss and that it's going to reverse it. There's currently no cure for baldness, and with 2/3 of Americans who are suffering from some degree of hair loss by the age of 35, and over 85% of men who are going to experience significant thinning and hair loss by the age of 50, going bald is a very realistic and concerning issue for most men. Now, a lot of my viewers on my YouTube channel are relatively young, and they're especially in their 20s, early to mid 30s. And so going bald may not be a big concern since we tend to focus on the present and not the future. And this is why there's a lot of young men who are opting into hair transplants that want to get a more lower hairline versus a more higher and mature hairline, since we don't really want to think about future hair loss and we're just so consumed in the moment. But the truth is, most people are not going to go suffer from a Norwood 7 type of hair loss in their later years. However, most people that I've seen and from research that I've done seem to be somewhere between Norwood 3 to Norwood 5, but this also includes balding in the vertex, which is a big concern for a lot of people who are suffering from hair loss. And with the possibility of using up all of our donor hair later down the road, we need to be prepared for the worst. And this is why I wanted to share with you guys the picture of me as a Norwood 7 and sort of be able to put myself in that position of having a Norwood 7 hair. Now, it's kind of hard for me to really consider how I would be as a Norwood 7 if I really ended up, balding and going that route. But this bald app actually has sort of helped me to kind of give me a perspective of how I would look. Now, there's nobody in the world that would choose not to have hair versus someone that actually has hair. But I did realize that if I did become a Norwood 7, I somewhat have a decent shaped head. And so that's sort of, reassuring, because if you don't have a decent sized head and you're balding, it's not really going to look good. So I think shaving it off clean wouldn't be such a bad look after all. And I don't think I'm going to opt for a hair piece or toupee or anything like that, because it's just going to look unnatural, and I'm just, not a big fan of having to put glue on my head every few weeks or, every few days, and then, constantly having to worry about the hairpiece falling off. Now, what I would do is I would probably go SMP route, because since I already had my hair transplant into the frontal portion of my hairline to establish my pretty much permanent hairline, I would only have to fill in the areas in the back where I'm balding and in the vertex using SMP. And I feel like a lot of people who are balding, they start to work out and gain muscle and start to look all jacked. And that's probably something that I will do. And if you look at, actors like The Rock, Jason Statham, Vin Diesel, those type of people, they actually are bald, but they actually look good because they're actually built and they have a lot of muscle. They also have a decently shaped head. The other thing that I would do is I would make sure that I would stay in shape and that I don't get fat, because I think being bald and being fat is probably one of the worst combinations out there. Aside from being short. So, I would at least try to stay fit and, make sure that I don't get fat if I'm going to end up being bald. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And I also want to hear some of you guys on your thoughts. If you guys did end up going to a Norwood 7 and just going straight bald, what would you do? Make sure to leave me some comments and stay tuned for my next video, which I will be showing you guys some of the pictures of how I looked before I actually got my hair transplant. I've been getting a lot of comments asking me to show you guys and share of how I used to look like before my hair transplant. Now, I did show you guys pictures right before my hair transplant and right after, but I don't have any pictures prior to me or before I actually had my hair transplant. So in my next video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I looked. And also later down the road, I'm also going to be doing car-related videos. I'm a pretty big car guy. I had a 2007 Nissan 350Z Nismo a few years ago, but I had to sell it because I bought a house. But since I did end up, kind of settling down and buying the house, and I'm somewhat stable right now, I've been looking at getting a sports car. I don't know exactly what type of car I should get. I've been looking at the M4, maybe the GTR, maybe the Porsche Cayman S. But I'm not sure, so I wanted to share with you guys and get your opinion on that. So stay tuned for some of my next videos, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.